Fireworks ahead of the match, and no surprises with a 4-4-2 lineup for Hearts manager George Burley. Samuel Camazola retained his place in the team, with Jankowskis and Bednar the front two, and 7-goal Rudy Skacel in there as well. Alex McLeish brought Marvin Andrews in and started with a back three. Nacho Novo employed to get behind the Hearts defence, with Buffel and Jeffers left on the bench. Referee Kenny Clark, commentary Jock Brown and Mark Hateley.
So great interest in how Rangers will start the match and line up. There's going to be Jankowskis and Hartley to start the match, and we're underway in perhaps the league match of the season so far, without question, I think. Hearts, of course, populated by a lot of players who are totally unimpressed by historical Old Firm dominance. Men like Pisas. Cut noise with him. That's Purcell with a cross. It reaches Bernard. That was very difficult indeed for Bernard. Involuntary dummy that, I think, by Bednar and Skacel. Out there to Murray. Rickson beat the ball. That's Skacel's cross. Excellent save by Vaterus. He needed help though from Rodriguez. That was Jankowskis.
Fantastic ball in from Skacel. Fernando Rickson caught with the ball, but that's a great ball. That's a great header and a great save. Good football all round.
Very good attempt on goal that by Jankowskis. Delivery from Skacel. Excellent also. Here's Hartley now with a corner kick. That's a goal for Hearts! Roman Bednar gets the opening goal. Terrific delivery by Hartley. The deadly finish by Bednar.
Absolutely a deadly service there from Hartley. How many times have we seen that this year? Rangers conceding from corners and free kicks. Man not in front of the space. And that is a super finish, all made by the delivery. Plenty of pace, nobody in front of Bednar, and that is a simple finish. Super goal for Hearts.
Shot there by Andrews was almost collected by Skacel. This is Hartley. Skacel again. It's a very intelligent turn and a good delivery again. And a great chance for Bednar. It was about 6 inches too high for Bednar. Ferguson picks out Namucci. Good block by Pisas. Calm play to defence. Completely confident team. Excellent pass there by Jankowskis. And Andrews out of reach as he brings down Bednar. Clear free kick there to Hearts. Jankowskis to Bednar, helping it on. He's reached Rudy Skacel. What an effort that was by Skacel.
Yeah, indecisive defending again there, look. Ball just dropping down. And that's the last man you want on the ball. Skacel has had an excellent start to this game. His delivery's been good.
That's Purcell with a header. And Gordon did well despite the attentions there of Kyriakos. It's Camazola. Touching the ball, still Camazola. Tackled eventually by Rodriguez. Appeals for a penalty. Namucci with the clearing header, only reaches Pisas. Collected ball and a push by Rodriguez that time. Now that was a clear push on Simmons, and Rangers have escaped.
Kenny Clark right in front of that as well. Yeah, hands on there, a clear push from Rodriguez. You see it from behind. Here's the first one. It's a tackle for me. There's nothing in that one.
Julian Rodriguez is going off. Well, he's going off in a manner that would suggest he's not in any way unfit. So it looks like a tactical change being made here by Rangers. One of those days, I would suggest, for Barry Ferguson so far. And here's Andrews, a chance to play this in. It's a good ball in, and very alert, sharp goalkeeping by Gordon. It's Paul Hartley now. It's a very good ball across, and Jankowskis is a threat there, all right. In between Rickson and Andrews.
And that's a fantastic delivery from Paul Hartley here. And this is a chance. Rickson just nudging Jankowskis underneath the ball there, but that is a great opportunity.
Had to check back. There's nowhere to go that direction. He's done well to get support from Rickson. That's for Gufal. Oh, he's done well. Promising for Rangers. Presley did well too. Presley was right at the top of Craig Gordon, who reacted well. Better play from Rangers. I have to say, well, there's no way in which you could grudge Hearts a victory on the performance so far.
I think the chances have come along. I think about the better chances. There's not been a lot of chances throughout from either side, but I think Hearts have created the better chances. They'll be worried that the lack of effort's on goal again today. But, I think it's not been a game for the purist.
Oh, Nieto's gone in behind Presley. He's no support at all. He's on his own. Purser trying to get there. Oh, good play by Nieto. That's the chance for Jappers. The block was made by Nielsen. Wasn't handball. No, says the referee.
Well,
Nieto complaining bitterly. The entire stand behind Craig Gordon wanted a penalty.
Nieto, fantastic work there. And that is a clear handball, whether it's intentional or not. It's handball, and the ball is going goal bound.
Back it comes to Nielsen. It's all scrappy and untidy as Scatchell tries to get the better of Andrews. Was he pushed by Andrews? No, says the referee, but it is a throw to Rangers. Rickson goes in. They get the ball back, and Scatchell goes down. The referee, quite sensible in my view, lets things go on. And the final whistle goes. It's 8 straight victories for Hearts at the start of the season. A remarkable record, and there's jubilation all around Tynecastle. Ian Murray and Stephen Presley are not too happy at all with each other. I don't know what that's about, but they're very upset and angry. Julian Brellier did an outstanding match for Hearts. And these supporters have seldom known things so good. It was 1960 when they last won the league championship, but that is right on the cards now. They proved it against one of the old firm. That was always the challenge they had. They've done it, and they've done it convincingly. There can be no argument they're worth the victory.
We've started well, but we also know that we're not a quarter way gone. But you can't knock the players with their attitude and commitment, and to win 8 games in the trot in any league, it's a magnificent achievement.
Hearts didn't give you any freedom at all, did they?
No, we said that we didn't want to give them any freedom, but they were up for it, and as they would be, they played it well, and I think the disappointing thing is they won more of the individual battles than we did.
Just the last 20 minutes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but were your players happy to settle for 1-0?
Oh, definitely. We were, because Rangers put us under pressure, and we were, disjointed a little bit with having to change the personnel. So, 1-0 gives you 3 points, and certainly we were pleased with that.
Andy Walker and Arthur Newman here, Bill Leckie as well. Bill, never mind one side of Glasgow waking up to this Hearts challenge. I just detected the whole of Britain is suddenly waking up to this Hearts challenge.
Yeah, I think radio stations from down south have been doing stuff on TV, and people are starting to realise it's good fun when there's more than 2 teams involved. Down south, one team's running away with it again. Hearts have been, and we talk about a breath of fresh air. Once a season you get somebody. Hearts are a genuine breath of fresh air. It's been terrific.
And Arthur, Rangers now know all about them.
Yeah, of course. Not only down south, even in Holland they're talking about it. Got a lot of questions, but it's always difficult when you go to Tynecastle, and especially now because Hearts, they are the team with confidence. The players, they know what they can do. There's a lot of competition that keeps each other sharp as well. And Rangers at the moment, they're struggling. The last couple of weeks, bad results. The manager is changing the system as well, and that doesn't help the players. But the reason why he's also changing the system is that the players are not performing. They are struggling with the form. There may be 2 or 3 players who are playing well, like the goalkeeper, Brousseau, Barry Ferguson, and all the other players. They are really struggling, and you can see that back on the pitch.
Andy, there's not too many Hearts players struggling.
No, they're not, and consistency in team selection, I think, is a big help to them. Everyone on top of their game, and the worrying thing for Rangers, of course, is that was a big game. They had to get something out of that. And as Arthur says, only 2 or 3 players seem to be up for the challenge.
And the Hearts goal, Andy, it's a great goal from a Hearts point of view, but Rangers will be looking at Marvin Andrews' positioning.
Yeah, well, they've definitely got a problem whenever corners are coming in, crosses from any part of the field. But the delivery is fantastic. And as a striker, all you need is half a yard. I mean, you don't need to be the biggest. But yeah, Andrews should be doing better. And if you're not going to out-jump them, you've got to make sure that your opponent's not getting in front of you.
Yeah, it was, of course, a blow to Hearts when Bednar went off. We'll know more about his injury tomorrow. Arthur, Alec McLeish decided to change things. He started with a back 3, went to a back 4, Rodriguez being taken off.
Yeah, I was surprised as well, because I thought after the last 2 games he will stick with the back 4, 4 midfielders and 2 up front. But he changed it before the game with 3 defenders, but after 20 minutes he changed it again. And probably not happy with the way they were playing, and especially when they played against the 2 strikers, they were all over the place. So he had to do something, and he changed it again. But what I say, Hearts, they played really well. What I said as well, the players finally play with confidence. Skate is all over the place. Hartley, the 2 up front as well, and they gave especially the first 20 minutes the 3 Rangers defenders a very difficult time.
And Bill Jankowskis gives them something as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think that's why Rangers went to 3, because you've got the 2 big strikers, Bednar and Jankowskis. But if you have got 3 defenders, then 2 of them have got to pick these 2 guys up and try and mark them out of the game. But Jankowskis and Bednar did tremendously well.
Andy, 3 penalty claims in the game. We can see them very quickly here. First of all, the Hearts one. Rodriguez on Simmons.
It looked a clear penalty to me. I think when you look at it and you see the referee's positioning, I think he may well have been unsighted by, I'm sure it was Barry Ferguson who was in front there. That is obviously not a penalty, but as the play rages on, I think when the ball comes in here, you can see Kenny Clark maybe just slightly unsighted, because had he seen it from any other angle, surely the 2 hands on his back was a clear penalty.
Yeah, and Arthur, penalty coming up. That was the handball claim there at the end. What did you make of that one?
Yeah, well, if you can see it is a clear and open chance for Rangers to score the equaliser. And although I think it was Presley, they didn't get the ball delivery on his hand or on his arm. But in this situation, if he doesn't touch the ball, then the ball would probably go into the net, and that can change the game.
Serious title challengers. I just don't think they'll do it. And I think in the fullness of time, they'll be overtaken. I'm not convinced that relationship between the manager and the owner is going to serve them well in the long run, because I think when you've got the owner bringing in players, eventually that's going to be a problem for George Burley.
Bill, I am a believer. Are you?
Very much so. I have been. I think the last time I was on was after they'd beaten Hibs 4-0 and George Burley was on. I said then I thought they could win the league. I see no reason to change that. I mean, they're losing fewer goals than anybody else. They're scoring more goals than anybody else. They seem fitter than anybody else. And I think of the 3 teams, they've probably got the most spending power when it comes to January. So I see no reason why, if George Burley keeps it, that's an important point Andy makes about Romanoff and Burley. If that falls apart, then they're in trouble. But at the moment, there's no reason.